So here's a quick tip for working with bone on a lute or any other instrument or project where you're using bone. If you buy bleached bone, there's some problems where in the processing, it's treated in such a way that some of the collagen and the other things that bind that bone together are weakened or removed, broken down. And so it can be chalky. It tends to lose strength over time. And in my opinion, aesthetically, it's just altogether too white. It looks unnatural. For a more ivory-like appearance, I like unbleached bone, which by the time I'm done working with it, it looks about like this. It's got a nice kind of creamy color, not super dark, but not, nuclear white. But when you first buy unbleached bone, it's often quite oily. It has sort of a waxy look to it. And if you use it this way, you can run into a couple problems. The first is that it looks, kind of waxy, kind of greasy. And the second is that can actually leach into wood over time that's surrounding it. It'll be drawn by the capillary action of the wood. And so even, into the exposed wood under the finish where the fretnut is sitting, you can get that oil leaching in and leading to kind of darkened spots and appearance and just, kind of a general look of schmoo about the instrument, which you don't want. So what I do is I put my fresh, unbleached bone nuts into a little jar of acetone. And this acetone, depending on how quickly you work through nuts and do this, can it still evaporate out of this jar because it's kind of crazy like that. It can also get kind of dirty, and then it just goes to be machine grease wash. But at least, you drop them in here, and you can see these have been in here for about 5 weeks, and they're already looking, fairly clean and white and translucent. Sometimes you can actually see a layer of oil floating in the acetone. You can't with these, at least certainly not on the video. Although in my, actual view here, not color corrected by the camera, the acetone is just the littlest bit yellow colored. And you pull them out of here maybe a week before you need to use one because it takes a while for all the acetone to come out of that bone structure. But once it's totally, it'll come out looking kind of translucent. But once it is dried, you just have that nice, creamy, still totally strong, still has all its collagen and stuff, but doesn't have any of that grease that's going to leach out and, make a mess out of your instrument. There you go.